Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppers, today joined by
Brett
of Animyces, drinking Lambic that I did not bring back from my trip, but Lambic from the cellar, released about 2 years ago, that I got in Germany at, I believe, I think it was Beyond Beer. So I think maybe we shouldn't have done these together, but we're doing them together. I don't know.
We're getting drunk.
Well, that's what Brett wants today. No. I paired them up because I had an idea they were similar, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's just because they were in the same bundle when they were released. Because I think there was a bundle. They were also separate. I can't remember. It's 2 years ago. But yeah, we're checking out some grape lambics from Fonteinen. I think these were the two first commercially available grape blends. They've done a lot. And all of them are called Druif something. Like, for example, at the Brewery at Lambic, they had the Druif Gewürztraminer, which I did. And that's just Dutch for grape. Mm-hmm. But these two are two, and I think it would be fun also just to compare different grape characteristics, because they're both fairly high in the addition of grape must. But we're checking out from the 19 and 20 season, bottled in January 2020 and February 2020. We're checking out their Druif Muscat Bleu and Druif Dornfelder. And what's interesting with these is that they're actually harvested in Belgium, in Flanders. So they're harvested in they're from Veendomein Hunshof in Huppertingen, Haspenghof. I really can't speak Flemish. No. There's a lot of sounds. Some of them, it's like when you're there, some of it's quite easy to understand because there is that Germanic language type, tribe similarity as some Danish things. But reading it, I'm not sure where I put the sounds. But I think they're from the same... Yeah, so it's the same grape producer they're from, they're both from Veendomein Hunshof. So, yeah, Dutch grapes, but not Dutch varieties. Yeah. So Muscat Bleu is from Switzerland, and Dornfelder is from Germany. Muscat Bleu is a hybrid wine and table grape, it says. I don't know much about it. At first I was thinking Muscat.
I've only heard about it through this beer.
And at first I was thinking, oh, it's the same as Muscat or Moscatel, and these like sweet wine grapes, often used in Alsace, but apparently not. So this one was macerated on grape must with, so it's grape must macerated in 4 different lambics, and it's lambics from 2 different barrels. It was macerated for 5 months. And then they added some young lambic before bottling, and the final intensity of grape is 38%, fruit is 38% or 38.1 in the Muscat Bleu, and the Dornfelder is a variety that's dark-skinned from Germany, but that's also all. Do you know any flavor profile on it?
No shit. No shit.
Yeah, it's really dark-skinned.
Yeah.
And this was freshly pressed, shortly skin macerated Dornfelder grapes.
I think it's because it's so intense, the grape in itself, that
possibly that's
so you don't macerate as long.
And then it was blended with lambic and conditioned for 4 months in barrels. And then they also blended some fresh lambic wort in this for something called prise de mou in the bottle. Okay. I guess that's what's gonna make it sparkling. Okay. Maybe mousse means sparkling. And yeah, fruit intensity in this one is also a lot higher. It's 51%.
That's crazy.
So, but they're really strong too, 8% and 9%.
But it's crazy with this one because if it's such a strong, intense grape, it's crazy that like 51% of the content is basically grapes or wine, more or less.
Yeah, I think both of these are attempted making these lambic wine hybrids.
Yeah, more or less.
So,
but yeah, so
let's start with Muscat Bleu.
It looks like a rosé kind of thing. This.
Yeah, I mean it's got, you can see that it's got some like yellowish lambic type nuances.
Yeah, it has a bit of like an orangey.
But it has like red hues.
Yeah, but in the bottom it has this slightly orangey hue.
Yeah.
And then but I'm also amazed by the clarity. Like it's really.
Well, the reason why they're really clear is because they've been standing for a long time in my cellar.
Ah.
So everything is in the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah.
And then also, they've been standing cold for a while as well in the fridge. But yeah, white head and very nice looking head. Let's check out the aroma.
Wow, that's
really good. Really it smells really nice, really funky.
It smells like almost like herbal cheese or something, like a cheese with a bit of herbs in it, like funky.
I can see. I think it's not crazy cheesy, but I think that I can see the herby thing. There's almost like a little
herbal funky thing to it.
There's almost like a bit of like a herbe de Provence, like mixed thing. I see that. And maybe there is definitely.
I'm getting cheese vibes with this one.
I'm getting
also
maybe
like
more
musty old cellar.
I'm also getting more horse blanket, like stables, like farmyardy.
Yeah.
But I can see there is definitely a little bit of cheesiness. And in terms of the grape quality, I think it's very orange wine like on the aroma. It's like tannic. It's almost like lightly orangey for some reason as well. Like
it's very like these the grape qualities are quite delicate and
I'm getting a dried apricot as well.
And rhubarb.
There's a little bit of a salinity rhubarb. Yeah. It smells quite nice.
It's
but
like salty rhubarb or something.
A nice minerality as well.
Yeah, it's definitely
drying oak.
Minerality.
Also a very dusty grape thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a unique nose actually.
I've never tried Muscat Bleu. So
no.
Let's try it. Cheers. Ooh, a very sharp, tannic. Not as funky.
No, it's a little more clean, but also a little. The acidity is pleasant, but I think it's a fairly acidic grape.
Yeah, it has like a sharp acidity, but it's not like acidity like where you're going nuts,
it's just
but
like,
it has like a funny like a snap or a bite.
It has like an uplifting acidity of something like red currant or maybe like a really vibrant strawberry.
Yeah, I see that. Really nice dry tannins, oakiness. I think there's almost like a bit of a yellow raspberry or something. There's definitely a lot of a raspberry like flavor to this, I think. Yeah. And then it's very it definitely seems like it's a
wood. Drying
woodiness. Not as crazy staple like funk. No. Really bone dry. It's very fun to have this after and especially after having things that are really sweet. This is such a contrast.
Yeah.
But this is so much more. Well, the other stuff is really nice, but this is so much more drinkable.
I just really enjoyed dry.
Yeah, dry things. Me too.
Yeah.
And I just I've always loved Lambic, but the trip rekindled my love for Lambic, and I just want to drink more Lambic. But yeah, this is really good. I sometimes get this with some grape blends, but almost like Aperol Spitz vibes. There's a sharp tannin, almost spiciness,
and that
still herbal
getting
thing.
A bit of, I'm still getting that kiss of something like
Provence.
Something like that.
But let's jump on to the Dornfelder. This is beautiful. Wow, look at that. It looks like a glass of Ribena almost with carbonation. It's like this really deep black cherry type color. It's so dense and dark.
I feel like these like dark grapes and cherries have some kind of like mysterious vibe to them because it's so
Yeah, the darkness.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
it's beautiful nonetheless.
Yeah,
it is. The aroma.
That's very different.
Much more intense, much more deep. There's definitely like dark forest berries.
This is blueberries.
Blueberries and
blackberries.
And boysenberries and all these like deep, sweeter dark berries. It's not like a sour dark.
I wouldn't say blackcurrant because it doesn't have that like really.
That's also blackberries and blackcurrants. Yeah, different. Also boysenberry because blackcurrants are much more sharp.
Exactly.
The others are more sweeter.
It feels more rounded.
Yeah.
And it also has earthiness, like foresty earth kind of.
It's also got a pretty intense cheesy, maybe not cheesy, but a pretty intense funkiness, just like the other one. Like this one is just a bit more intertwined with the grapes. It stands out more in this, I think, because it's a lighter grape quality. Because I think the funk is very similar. Actually.
This one to me has a bit more almost this like animalistic kind of leathery.
Yeah, they're definitely
funk.
leathery. Yeah,
I think this to me is more that horse blanket.
And I think that coincides with the grape because there seems to be like a leathery, tannic, like intense grape quality. But I'm also getting a bit funny enough, like bright almond.
Yeah.
or something like that. Like just a bright nuttiness. It smells really good. It smells like deep and more hefty without being over the top.
Yeah, it smells deep, but it doesn't smell like marmalade.
No.
You know, it's still very distinct and refined.
Let's try it.
So, cheers.
Oh, that's really nice. It's like jammy, but without being marmalade-y. Very balanced, but fairly high tannin on this one. I think it has a little bit of a currant thing crossed between like boysenberry, blackberry. I think there's a bit more of a sharper currant type sourness in the flavor.
Yeah, maybe.
But definitely leather. And
yeah, it definitely has that leather note, and I would say more like blueberry.
Almost like a bit like woolly. Or something like that.
Or like wool.
Yeah, the smell of like
wet wool or something. Yeah.
It sounds like weird. It sounds like the weirdest and worst flavors ever, but it's nice in Lambic.
No, but it reminds me of walking into, you know, when I was small, kid, we went to these Viking places where you had like this like old like wool and wet wool hanging out in these kind of tents and stuff. It's that kind of farmyardy but like animal kind of aroma.
Oh, that's really nice. It's also quite bright and snappy on the same time, even though it's like a heftier grape.
Yeah.
It feels like more substantial and hefty. There's also like a little bit of tobacco, but it's like it's got like a lot of sharp, bright fruitiness. That could also be partly the Lambic, but it's also quite different from any other like of the more classic like darker grapes that we're used to. Like
and it has like a medium
Cabernet
like a tannic also like tannic medium minus tannic structure, and also like a nice just dryness like the other one.
It's just much more robust, much more my kind of deal.
It's interesting going back to this one.
Oh, it's got much more of a sherry type thing now for me.
Yeah. It has
like sherry type.
I feel like this is much more like oxidative in character.
Yeah, now, but maybe that's also maybe that's also because it got to breathe in the glass.
Yeah, I feel like this is much more
woody, much more oaky, much more sherry like.
Deep, but you know, not dark in the same way.
But bright.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I feel like the carbonation in this one is a little more. It's a touch higher than in that one.
But that's something you can never really plan 100% with Lambic because it all happens in the bottle.
I just noticed when we drank this that it was a bit more soft. But maybe it also fits because it has that. Oh,
it has that like spicy, dusty kind of grape profile too, and then I love that like the layer of tobacco and like all these dark berries and whatnot.
But I will say I think both of them are like maybe like a 93.
Yeah, I was thinking 93s as well, and maybe 94 on this one, just because I preferred it a little bit more. I don't think they hit the same high levels as like a really good St. Laminus or something like that, but it's also very different grapes. Like St. Laminus, is Merlot, so it's really robust, and these seems like they're a bit more delicate. But it's a cool flavor profile that both of them have.
Yeah.
And this is something I've never really tried before at all in terms of a grape flavor, which is really fun. But that's why that's also some of the reasons why I think a lot of people dig these grape lambics, and especially like the Cantillon stuff, which they do so many crazy rare grape things, is because of the grapes' qualities are so unique. It's almost like hops. It's like different types of grapes give so many different types of flavors compared to, say, like people, that's a cherry, that's a raspberry. That's like it broadens into so many things. Yeah. And I think that's why a lot of people, when they start drinking these kind of lambics, they get into wine.
Yeah, because it's just hyper complex, and it's crazy how many flavors it develops. So
if you guys had a chance to try Fonteinen's Druif Muscat Bleu or Fonteinen's Druif Dornfelder, let us know what you thought of them. Specifically, blend 47 from the 19 and 20 season of the Muscat Bleu, and blend 30 of the 1920 season of Dornfelder.
Last note, I'm definitely getting blood orange from this one too now.
Blood orange?
Yeah.
Well, I also did talk a bit about an alcohol thing.
Yeah.
And I think I can.
I definitely think it has like a blood orange thing, also because of the. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
It has some kind of citrusy kind of vibe to it.
That was why I was thinking.
And I think it's more blood orange than orange. But
yeah.
It's just geeking out.
Yeah. So. And if you love like grape lambics and wanna just go to the breweries in Belgium and you can try so many different ones, which is fun.
Yeah.
So, but if you had either, guys, let us know. And if you've tried them fresh and aged, or at least just with 2 years, let us know if you saw any development. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos, and we're going to say cheers.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take this one then.
In delicious lambic, and see you guys in another video.
Cheers.